Hello.
Hello.
Hello,
we
friends.
We have Steven here.
Hello, friends in the Twitch world. How's everybody doing? What do we got, a couple hundred people on? It's kind of early, West Coast, right?
What's this?
It's a little early on the West Coast, right?
Yeah, definitely
Still
early.
8 a.m. How's everybody doing? How's the stream going? There we go.
There you go.
Is the delay bad?
No, we're good.
4 p.m. in Europe, 5 p.m. Are you letting a lot of bacon leaks out?
A lot of bacon speculation.
Bacon speculation?
Which, as we all know, means absolutely nothing.
This is true, unless sanctified by the holy sandal.
That's true. That is very true.
Steven, tell us more about summoners, please. Well, summoners will be able to summon things as described in their name. Things that they can summon will be different animals, potentially spirits, depending on what secondary class they choose. Potentially even corpses.
Corpses?
Oh my gosh,
wow.
Corpses. You'll be able
That's
to
exciting.
You'll be able to change the appearance of your summons and identities by achieving in-game items that can change those appearances, or even maybe cosmetics we'll be offering as well.
That's cool.
Some summoners will have the ability to summon multiple things.
Very cool.
Other summoners will only be able to summon one powerful thing. Some summoners might not even be able to summon things anymore as much as they'll be able to summon effects and or temporary energies. Depends on the secondary class you choose. So there you go. Some summoner stuff.
So I've been getting a lot of questions on here.
Okay.
Like throughout the whole weekend about the Tolnar race.
Oh,
and
the
like
Tolnar.
when we're going to see like any of that information rolled out, or concepts of like characters or environments.
So, as much as I hate to give unfortunate information, the Tolnars will actually probably be one of the later races that we work on. They were a stretch goal from Kickstarter.
Oh, that's right. They're stretch goals, yeah.
And we're going to be creating the core concepted races first. They will be in place before Alpha 2, though.
Oh, okay.
So you can expect to see concepts and early works on them before we get to Alpha 2. Gigabear asks, do Tolnar equal furries? Okay, Tolnar do not equal furries, but there are definitely some bestial components that you can scale up when you're creating your Tolnar character. So you could max that setting, I guess. Whether or not that would give you what you would think is a furry, I guess is going to be up to your interpretation of what a furry is. What about the Dunir? What would you like to know about the Dunir? Dunir concept? We have some Dunir concept art, I believe, out. Cardykins asks, what features are you most excited to see in action once the game is released? I think that the political intrigue... Well, no, actually, let me take that back. I think probably the monster coin system is one of the more interesting things I'd like to see in action, outside, obviously, of the node system, but I think that that's going to be a fun and unique experience for an MMO player. I mean, there have been games in the past that have done things where you can play as monsters, but not to the degree at which these will be able to be played and actually be able to influence and affect other nodes and players. So I think that's going to be interesting. Ghost Reaper asks, undead race by chance? There may be, and this is going to be speculative, But there may be some plans in place for us to, in a similar way we created the Angel and Demon skin and the Frost and Fire skins, there may be other racial template skins that we allow, such as Undead or Werewolf, stuff like that, into the game, but time will tell on that. No commitment there. Can you eat bacon in the game? You can eat bacon in the game. There's going to be bacon.
There has to be bacon.
And if you zoom in real close on each individual pixel, there will be bacon's face. And as you zoom out, it'll form the actual bacon itself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive. That's impressive.
That's only bacon confirmed, though.
That's true. That's true.
The bacon is only bacon confirmed.
Yeah, because remember, if Steven is standing like within a foot and a half of me.
Oh.
That like my sphere of influence, that is the
true.
disclaimer, kicks into effect.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And since we're not on camera, they don't really know how close you are actually standing to me. So.
Fiastos AOC asks, will there be an ice cream seller profession in the game? There will be a food there'll be a food creation profession, cooking, and you'll be able to take the items that you cook, and you will be able to place them in a business should you choose. So ice cream could be one of those cooked dishes. Spiderbite3330 asks, will the beta for this game be open or closed? The beta will be closed. We are not intending to have an open beta. Solomon asks, are you in need of dedicated bug testers? We always need bug testers. We have our alphas and betas to assist in testing the systems that we put out. Obviously, we have Q&A team as well before that. And our Alpha Zero participants are helping as well. So after PAX, with the 300 new keys, we'll be announcing right after PAX, as well as almost 1,000 people that were present at the panel that we gave Alpha keys to,
wow.
Alpha Zero keys. We will then have around 2,600 testers in our pre-alpha. Luciana asks, so many of us have been dying to hear more about instanced raids and how you plan on making them competitive and somewhat of hardcore progression. Could you elaborate a little more? Yeah, so, I mean, a lot of the raids that are going to exist in Ashes of Creation actually will not be instanced. However, there will be instance raids as well. And we want them to be competitive from the standpoint of needing particular amounts of people, raid size, needing certain gear quality, progression, necessities in order to accomplish defeating whatever raid you're going into, and having that raid be a precursor to other raids as well. So having to go up and advance in the raid system in order to achieve killing the top end legendary bosses. For us, balancing a competitive PvE scene with the competitive PvP scene is vital to the interdependencies that are necessary for those two communities to exist in a game together. So we have a lot of systems that are in mind that we're going to be testing, iterating upon, that we feel will grant raid-oriented players a very fulfilling, fun, and competitive scene. Praise Pie God asks, do we know when we will get a detailed breakdown of all the different types of pie to be in game? That's very interesting. I think there's going to be multiple pies in the game. When we do an in-depth blog on what types of pies will be available, you'll get more on that information. Are there going to be food and water bars to keep your character healthy? From Wegger. No, there are not going to be food and water bars that keep your character healthy. We're not really going with a survival aspect. Burn the Fern. Will there be gods or goddesses that represent different aspects of nature? How about for nighttime or the moon? So the pantheon of gods that exist in Ashes of Creation don't necessarily represent different aspects of nature. Instead, they represent different aspects of the universe. For example, and feelings as well, like the god of creation or the goddess of love. These they're not like the god of the centaurs or the god of the birds or the goddess of night. Not along those lines. More metaphysical. And you know, we have a very rich lore on the pantheon of gods, but it's something that that I want to make sure players discover in game, not told about. Let's see, Aqua Satori. Any chance of us getting an in-game peek at Kickstarter summer cosmetics and mounts soon? Good question, Aqua Satori. So, the cosmetics that are either offered through our pre-order monthly store or were in Kickstarter or the summer campaign, those are going to be developed late in our development schedule. You know, our main focus is developing the core elements and aspects of the game first, and not spending too much production time early on cosmetics at all, outside of the concept art that you see. And even then, sometimes we were a little late on the concept art. But you know, our development cycle really is getting to the meat and potatoes of what's going to make the game first, and then adding the pretty frosting on top afterwards. And those cosmetics we consider to be very pretty and very sweet frosting. But they will be in place, absolutely. It's just closer to launch. Drox Armada asks, will guild alliances have an alliance chat? Yes, they will. Absolutely. Nixie Sirth asks, how are mounts going to work? So, mounts are going to be items that you'll be able to carry on your character and activate to summon the mount in front of you or near you, where you can then ride the mount. Mounts will both be purchasable from players that are utilizing animal husbandry and taming systems in the game for you to be able to create unique mounts with unique abilities, as well as stats for different speeds, healths, armors, even energy to do other types of abilities while on the mount. We won't have mounted combat, but we will have mounted abilities. So that is a little in-depth insight on mounts. Nixie, sir. Paka TV asks, are we the same people who walked in the portal, time jump, or are we different generations? You are different generations. You're many generations later. Gaming Gears TV. Hey, Steven, just wanted to say love the game from a local San Diegan. Thank you, Gaming Gears. I appreciate that, buddy. And yes, San Diego does rock. Let's see. Pumbaa2988. I think we need the combat to be action, like WildStar, and the crafting to be like Final Fantasy XIV. Well, something unique to Ashes is that we are balancing the different tempos between action and tab targeted, and we are offering either action or tab targeted skills within the skill trees so that players can customize what skills they spec into towards the playstyle they most enjoy. And our crafting is very unique in Ashes. We have 3 tiers of the artisanship tree: gathering, processing, and crafting. And I think everybody actually who loves crafting is going to enjoy this type of system. Snyder 5 asked, is there an official date for Alpha 2? There is not an official date yet for Alpha 2. However, we did just announce the first phase of Alpha 1, which we're splitting up Alpha 1 into 2 phases. The first phase will be launching early in fourth quarter of 2018. What year is this? Are we in 2018? We are in 2018. Welcome to 2018, everybody. Happy New Year. All right, what do we got? Pocket TV. Any desire to add hunting rifles and blunderbusses as weapons? There will be no gunpowder in Ashes of Creation. I'm sorry if this disappoints, but there will be magical energies and perhaps magical combustion-oriented type things. Dodragon 91. Can you transport your trading goods with boat instead of caravan, or transit between caravan to boat while transferring goods? So you can transport your trading goods in a boat. It is a trade ship that you'll be able to use. And we are toying with the idea right now of having a caravan transform through the use of an ability and some delay period into a trade ship at the coast should you wish to move into the water.
That would be interesting.
That will be interesting. Yes. Burn the Fern asks, will there be multi-person land mounts? Maybe something big enough to carry an entire party. Burn the Fern, the answer is yes. There will be party mounts that you can use. Demon Chicken of Doom. Will it be possible to join a cult dedicated to killing and or overthrowing the gods? An anti-god sect, so to speak. So, I don't know if I revealed this already. So I guess I need to be careful in thinking about this. The Pantheon in...
We should get closer so, that my bacon influence.
Oh, yeah.
Disclaimer, bacon influence.
Disclaimer, if I haven't revealed this yet. No.
You can walk it back later.
So, in the Pantheon of gods, there was a split of some of the gods early in the creation of the universe. And the gods that split do influence this corrupt side of the beings that exist in the universe. And it is possible in the game through questing and player decision to join or worship those gods instead. So, yes. All right, let's see, what else do we have? Drax Armada, Ash Creation. Will we have controller support? It shouldn't be too hard to fill them in the mapping. We will be looking into controller support. UE4 natively has a pretty easy system on converting some of the UI into that controller support. So controller support will likely be something we work on closer to launch.
Will there be underwater cities?
Will there be underwater cities? For example, Atlantis. There may be some points of interest that exist under the water, and they could be misconstrued as cities, I suppose, because they would have some NPC structures. But I wouldn't necessarily classify them in the same sense as I would a node city.
Yeah,
so you're not going to have underwater nodes, no. Stephen from Solomon Facing. Do you believe a mercenary type guild for attacking or defending caravan trade routes will be a viable thing? I absolutely believe that mercenary guilds will be a viable way forward for different organizations. I think there will be a lot of business to be had with that. And one of the systems in our trade agreements is kind of creating an escrow for those particular type of arrangements that we're looking into. We're looking into that. But yes, mercenaries I think will be a thing. What is your favorite enemy creature that you can talk about so far? That's a good question. I think my favorite enemy creature, just from a production / amazement standpoint, are probably the little crab and spider creations that Michael Bacon made. And the reason I say that is because even though Michael Bacon is technically titled as an environment artist, he has the ability to animate, the ability to character model and concept out creatures. And I was just, watching this PAX quest as we were creating it in the office. And one of the designers threw in a bunch of little tiny spiders that they changed the size on. And I thought, how cool does that look? And also, how cool that Michael Bacon concepted, modeled, animated these creatures into the game. I mean, that is some incredible talent. So I think that favorite creature at this time probably would be those creatures, just because it was pretty amazing to see Michael be able to do all those things.
Well, thank you very much.
You're very welcome, my friend. All right, let's see. There, X Bacon is love, X Bacon is life. They're going to be the possibility to test out all class combinations like a class trial in WoW. I don't believe so. Bacon is love, bacon is life. I mean, during alpha and beta, yes, but I do not believe it'll be similar to class trials. No, we will not have a class trial system. A community.
It had 93 years to learn all those skills. Hey now.
Oh, wow.
Hey now.
Wow. Rude. Rude. It is technically illegal in California to discriminate against age or even comment on it, sir. Michael Bacon is a young soul.
But thanks for playing, Trinox.
Yeah, Trinox.
Trinox.
Oh no.
Trinix.
Trinox.
Trinox.
Trionox? Trionox.
No.
Just
Let's not have any more Tryon hot mic moments. We love those guys. They're great.
Yes, absolutely. Matthias CB asks, what did you have for breakfast? I think I had a cracker and some cheese in there. Did you have any breakfast?
No, not yet.
You have your orange juice?
Orange juice.
Orange juice.
Yes.
Bacon is like Gandalf, ageless and powerful. Do not mock him. I like it.
I like it too.
Bacon is an Anur. I think, wasn't Gandalf an Anur? He's a lesser angel, right? Yeah. You're a lesser angel. Thank you, Daedalus. We love you too, buddy. Steven, question on inventory from Kierstad. Since base classes cannot be changed and encourage alting, how do we deal with inventory between alts? By the way, great progress. Thank you. Dealing with inventory between alts. So you will likely have a warehouse ability that will let you transfer non-material goods, meaning no resources, no materials, nothing that would rely on the trade system, the caravan system, between alternate characters. That helps to facilitate you making transfers between the alt characters. Yes. How much of the game will be voice acted? Not very much, Demon Chicken of Doom. Not very much in voice acting. Voice acting is a fun thing to have the luxury of putting into a game. But in a game like the MMO, an MMO is,
Really
whenever you have whenever you have expansions, updates, you need to use the same voice actors, or otherwise there's going to be sustainability issues. And additionally, localization is more difficult for foreign territories when having to accommodate all of the voice acting. So I know that voice acting is a fun luxury to have, but it is not only a costly one, but it is also one that takes a lot of logistics.
Yeah. Just put all that time and effort and stuff into something else. Make
Right.
the game better.
Exactly. For the voice acting response, would we have voice acted greetings from NPCs? It's possible we may have greetings. Yes. Trial Zone asks, Stephen, you talked about some freedom of the combat system. Will a player be able to toggle the free mouse look function on or off? The answer to that is yes. Thank you. We love what you're doing too, buddy. I'm sorry my voice might be just a little bit gone, but it will come back in due time.
It's been a long week.
It has been a long 4 days for sure. Malagus568, Stephen, can you tell more info on racial bonuses for classes and crafting or on the general game? General game. Yes, so different races have different stat compositions. Those stats can be important, but we also do not want them to dictate any type of meta for what classes are best used with different races. So that's important. Crafting. There's a lot about crafting. I'm not sure what specifically you would like to know about it, but it is a very in-depth system. Yeah. Let's see. Lemony Fart. Nice. Awesome name. Thank you. Asks, do we have a specific number on how many different servers there will be for different regions? That's a good question. At this stage, we do not have numbers on how many different servers will exist for different regions. We've said in the past, 8,000 to 10,000 concurrent users per server is what we'd like to aim for. Obviously, the number of servers that exist in a region are going to be dependent on the population that's playing. So, yeah. There you go. Lady D, 91. Is this a theme park MMO? It is not a theme park MMO in the traditional sense. However, theme park MMOs are known for their vast amounts of curated content. We will have a lot of content that is available, but those will be behind doors that are accessible through player agency on behalf of the community. So in a traditional sense, no, we're not a theme park. However, we will have probably more content than a theme park does traditionally. Just because in order for those choices to be meaningful, there must be meaningful content behind the door you choose. Scardy Gamer asks, hi there. Love that you are trying to bring back the good old days of MMOs. Thank you. We love it too. Can you tell us a little more about what types of pets and summons, what type of pet summons will summon, and how they will work together for use in huge siege summons that you have hinted at? So, types of pet summons. A lot of different types, and you can customize the pets that you're trying to summon as well. With regards to the siege summon, the siege summon will have an incremental size based on the number of summoners participating in that summon activity, with a maximum of 8. A full party of summons would be able to fully form Voltron. I'm sorry, we can't say that. That's copyrighted.
Yeah, it's copyright.
Yeah, no, we're not forming any Voltron.
We're walking that one back.
We're walking that back. Roll it back. But the number of summoners you have participating in the summon will determine its overall size.
Dinosaurs, yes or no?
Dinosaur-esque, dinosaur-like, but not dinosaur in the sense that we'll have a Triceratops or a T-Rex. Those are inherent to Earth.
Yeah.
Bacontron, there you go. Please do not allow that to summon a Mega Stufferton. That's actually a great idea, Kierstead. Maybe we'll give Gigabear, the only player to have a unique cosmetic of the Stufferton Bear Voltron. I'm sorry, roll that back. No Voltron.
Roll it back.
Roll it back.
Roll it back.
But that might be interesting. Paka asks, how many guilds per alliance? That is something we're going to toy with in alpha and beta. The talking fish, Stephen, thoughts on how fishing will be implemented in game? That's a good question. So,
Talking fish is really into fishing.
interesting idea we had for fishing. I'm going to go into the bacon zone. So,
All right, we're ready.
if you experiencing some changes in your screen, that's because you've entered the bacon zone. And anything I say here cannot be used against me or quoted for truth now. But it's interesting, something about fishing. You know, we don't want it to be necessarily an AFK activity, obviously. Some games have gone that route. And it kind of diminishes the real fishermen from the people who just walk away from their computer with that little water bird feeder, like pecking at the fishing button. You know what I mean?
That's right, that's right.
So instead, we want it to be something that's fun. You know, kind of maybe akin to a little bit of a mini game, but something that's not too repetitive. Requires some skill. We want skill to be a part of it. I was talking with a friend of mine who was talking to me about this idea of in our mobile app for the game where we tie certain systems into the mobile app like farming and some trade kiosks, functionality, managing some guild functions and stuff. One of the things we could do is have fishing there as well. So even if you're logged in on your character, you could take your phone on the app and you could cast with your phone.
Oh,
and your
cool.
cast in the game.
Cool.
That was something we're talking about. Whether or not we can achieve that, we'll see.
We
will see.
That'd be dope.
But yeah, that's.
We can do crab catching as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Black Devil X asks, what reasons does a mage have not to use heavy armor? Well, heavy armor is going to be geared towards physical damage mitigation. And if that mage is up against another mage, it might not be a good idea to wear some physical armor. So that would be a good reason. Yeah. Dragon asks, any plans on big game hunting and sea-like whale hunting or similar? That was something I thought about pretty early on. It would be interesting if we could explore that. Potentially a lot of stuff that you guys are talking about that maybe is not included in the core design feature of the game is stuff that could be implemented as we explore different updates and expansions. So, you know, while that isn't planned for the launch, it is something that we could potentially plan for later. I know, Tazumel, it is almost gone.
Well, in the fishing aspect, it'd be kind of cool if, like, you fished alongside, like, you know, like the land. It would just be like a fishing game.
Right.
But if you fished on a ship somewhere,
right,
like you would have the possibility fishing of like pulling up something you don't want to pull up,
like a kraken.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, absolutely.
That would be pretty dope.
That would be cool. Your pole just breaks in half and then it eats your boat.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then you're left out there to swim.
Yeah.
Sure. All right, I got to get back over to the booth.
All right, there it is.
I enjoyed chatting with you. I might be back a